Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Robert. It's Tuesday, so in the United States that means new release day, and I want to share 4 titles with you that are coming out today. I seem to be on these new releases drawn more and more recently to nonfiction, and that seems to be the case again this week, where more of the nonfiction was attractive to me than the fiction. But we have 4 titles. Let me just get started with them and we'll go through them as quickly as we can so this isn't a long video. The first one is called The Moment Before Drowning, and it's by James Brydon, and it comes out today from Akashic. On December 12th, 1959, Captain Jacques Legarac, the narrator of British author Brydon's provocative and unsettling first novel, returns in disgrace to his hometown of St. Elizabeth in Brittany. He's accused of committing a terrible crime in Algeria, where he has spent the last 2 years in the French Army Intelligence Services interrogating Algerian insurgents. While Legarac, a former police detective and World War II resistance fighter, awaits trial, an old acquaintance asks him to look into the murder of Annelise Arigné, a brilliant high school student whose mutilated body was found outside St. Elizabeth in a field of heather the previous winter. Legarac soon learns that Annelise's father was a German officer and her mother was brutalized after the war as a supposed Nazi sympathizer. As Legarac investigates further, he's troubled by the memories of the atrocities he witnessed in Algeria and of the 19-year-old Algerian girl he was powerless to save. This is a remarkably assured debut by a gifted new writer, and it's called The Moment Before Drowning by James Brydon. The next one is nonfiction. It's called The Billionaire Raj, A Journey Through India's New Gilded Age by James Crabtree, out today from Crown Duggan. In this eye-opening rumination on wealth, power, and those who seek both, Crabtree, a former India correspondent for the Financial Times, ventures deep into the shadowy heart of India's black money economy. From the cantilevered skyscrapers of Mumbai's billionaire elite to a neglected Muslim ghetto in Ahmedabad, completely butchered the town name, Crabtree brings a reporter's precision and flair to his story, arguing that the rise of the Boligarchs and the takeover of Indian politics by huge sums of private money has led to a boom and bust cycle in India's industrial economy. Weaving in interviews with politicians, central bankers, and industrial tycoons, he concludes that a lack of state capacity in India, the famously Byzantine business licensing system, as well as low levels of investment in infrastructure, has contributed to rent-seeking and crony capitalism on the one hand, and populist politics with a Hindu nationalist tinge on the other. An inside look into the corridors of power, this is an invaluable commentary on Indian democracy and the forces that threaten it. So that's The Billionaire Raj, A Journey Through India's New Gilded Age by James Crabtree. The third title is another nonfiction work, and it's called City of Devils, The Two Men Who Ruled the Underworld of Old Shanghai by Paul French, out today from Picador. Drugs, gambling, vice, and banditry power China's seaport mecca in this rollicking true crime saga. Historian French, the author of Midnight in Peking, recreates Shanghai between the world wars when its extraterritorial status, the United States, European nations, and Japan legally controlled parts of the city, made it a booming metropolis and home to a teeming expat community of Jews fleeing Nazism, Russians fleeing Bolshevism, and shady Westerners fleeing their pasts. French's panorama centers on Joe Farron, a Viennese Jew who became a dance show impresario and casino owner, and Jack Riley, an escaped convict from Oklahoma who ran slot machines, smuggled heroin, and financed Farron's classier enterprises. In French's wonderfully atmospheric portrait, Shanghai is a tapestry of grungy dive bars, swanky night spots, drunken soldiers, brazen showgirls, Chinese gangsters, corrupt cops, and schemers like Evil Evelyn, a madam who enticed wealthy wives with gigolos and then blackmailed them with the resulting photos. The 1937 Japanese military occupation darkens the party with war, privation, and despair. French's two-fisted prose, when Booby hops on a bar stool, lights an opium-tipped cigarette, and crosses her long legs, the sound of a dozen tensed-up male necks swinging round is like a gunshot. That prose makes this deep noir history unforgettable. So that's City of Devils by Paul French. And the final one is a novel. It's called Dear Mrs. Bird, and it's by A.J. Pearce, out today from Scribner. Pearce's clever debut follows a plucky Londoner during the Blitz who dreams about becoming a war correspondent. When 22-year-old Emmeline Lake sees an ad for a junior from the London Evening Chronicle's publisher in 1940, she believes this will be the start of her journalism career. Alas, the job entails assisting Henrietta Bird, the advice columnist in Women's Friend, a magazine dying off from fustiness. Henrietta is a literary Violet Crawley who won't answer letters involving any unpleasantness, which eliminates most everything pertinent. Emmy, however, fails to destroy unsuitable letters as instructed, instead answering them privately under Mrs. Bird's forged signature. Meanwhile, she and her best friend, Bunty, demonstrate resolve as bombs rain down night after night, and Emmy's fiancé informs her via overseas telegram that he is leaving her for a nurse. The novel has a wonderfully droll tone, a reminder of the exuberance of youth even under dire circumstances. Headlined by its winning lead character who always keeps carrying on, Pearce's novel is a delight. So that's Dear Mrs. Bird, A.J. Pearce's novel, out from Scribner today. Okay, so there you have 4 new releases out this week. I hope you're off to a good start for the week. As you can tell, I'm back on my balcony today. I just couldn't be bothered to walk down in the park. It's so hot outside. Tomorrow is Independence Day here in the States. I'll be celebrating my independence on the golf course. And then I'll be back with you again on maybe Thursday with a tag, and then Friday reads. All right, everybody, have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye.